Welcome, Traceable Designers. In this video, we'll talk about the sizing lines and adjustment lines for the Scalloped cornice-style Valance design form. This design form is used to make center and side valance panels. You'll find the Scalloped style design form in the cornice-style Valance kit from Traceable Designer. The Scalloped design form is used to make all panels. Valance side panels are small, large, and extra large. It also includes a rod hanging pocket. And the center panels include extra small, small, and large center panels. So the one design form makes all panels and all sizes. Cornice-style Valance panels are hung using a 2.5-inch wide pocket curtain rod with Velcro. Secure Velcro to the back of the rod, the back of the side panels, and the back of the center panel. You can make any number of panels to fit your window size. You can even mix small and large size panels for a best fit. As a general rule, you'll use the small sizes for smaller windows and the large sizes for the larger windows. The standard Valance side panels are 22 inches wide, so you'll use actually the outside edge of the Valance design form to make the Valance side panels. You can also use the small center panel for small side panels. So if you're using if you have a smaller window and you want to make a little smaller side panel, you can just use the center panel line to create a small side panel. The Valance design form is 22 inches wide. This will make a 22-inch wide side panel. You can add extra width to your panel, as much as 4 inches, to make a larger side panel if you prefer. When making center panels, you do have a variety of options. You can make extra small, small, or large center panels. Valance center panels are created using a folded fabric edge, so you'll position your desired sizing line along the folded edge, and then once you trace and cut out your panel, you'll open that for a full panel. The sizing line, the smallest sizing line, is 34 inches. That makes an extra small panel. It's also an insert panel for the small center panel. But as you get smaller and smaller with the panel, the bottom edge starts to go away. So you have to be really careful you don't go any more narrow than the extra small, which is a 34-inch wide panel. However, you can reduce the panel to 32 inches by simply cutting some excess off of the edges. So reposition the design form for that. If you want a larger panel, of course, it will expand from the center. It doesn't change the outside shape, just the inside shape, and that gets wider. You can add a couple of extra inches to your center panel if needed. I recommend not going beyond 3 or 4 extra inches. And then you also have insert panels, so you can make a second fabric layer to lay over top of the small or the large Valance. Okay, now that we understand how to adjust panel sizing, we need to figure out rod placement. So you'll hang your rod, keeping in mind that the center panel is going to hang down to the bottom 14 inches because it does fold over the rod and take up about 1.5 inches. Side panels are a little bit longer. They do hang down 15.5 inches. That is from the top of the lining, from the rod pocket area. We're going to use something called connection points to determine the width of our panels to best fit our window size. Connection points are all the areas where the Velcro overlaps. One connection point would be the side panels, where the center panel overlaps onto the side panels. Another connection point would be center panels. So when you're securing your Velcro to the back of your side panels, make sure that it's the full length for the overlap. If you're hanging multiple center panels, you will have one center panel on the outside covering the Velcro on the back of the rod. So you'll have fabric exposed rather than Velcro when you secure your middle or third panel. So you have to attach the hard side Velcro to the front side of the outside center panels so that when the center panel folds over, it actually can secure to the back of the outside center panels. When determining your center and side panel sizes, overlap is what you're looking at. You're looking at approximately 10 inches of overlap. However, the scalloped center panel can be positioned actually all the way to the side return. So we want to make sure we have adequate overlap for the design. To calculate our panel size, we're going to use the overlap calculation. This is the same for any number of center panels, always an odd number, 1, 3, 5, etc. To calculate your connection point overlap, you're going to need to know the full width of all the fabric being used. You'll take the width of the two side panels and the number of center panels, calculate that all together, add it up, and in this case, I have 176 inches of full fabric coverage. The next subtraction will be for the side panels. The side panel returns will take up 4 inches on each side, or whatever the number is. So you'll subtract 8 from the 176, and I have 168 inches after the side returns have been removed. Then I'll take my 120-inch rod, I subtract that from my 168, leaving me 48 inches. That is the number that gets divided by the number of connection points or points of overlap. In this case, I would have 12 inches of overlap at each connection point. So now let's take a look at connection point calculation for a single center panel. In this case, I have all large panels equaling 88 inches of full fabric end to end. I'm then going to subtract 2 4-inch returns, leaving 80 inches of fabric for the front rod coverage. Then I'm subtracting a 54-inch wide front rod face, leaving 26 inches, divided by 2 connection points equals 13 inches of overlap. Okay, let's take a look at a window that is too wide for the widest side and center panels and a little too narrow for the extra small center panels to overlap. And in that case, you're going to add width to your side panels. You'll add about 4 inches so you can cover the returns. And then also add 4 inches to your center panel to make that a little bit more wide. One of the nice things about expanding the side panels is the inside area is not affected by the expansion. Okay, my final example is for a very small window. You do have the 38-inch wide side panels that you split in half, and those will wrap around the side. But if they're too wide, you can always take off a little bit of width in the center so that they don't overlap. Just position the design form, trace along the outside curved edge, and cut that off. Then you can add your trim. Same thing for the center panel. You've got a 34-inch wide smallest, so if you need to bring that down to 32, just cut off an inch on each side by tracing the design form before adding your trim. You'll also find all the sizing information in the custom Valance design guide included in your kit. And remember to watch the video tutorials for making the Valance center and side panels. Thank you for joining me, Traceable Designers, and remember, you can always make your mark with Traceable Designer.